An increasing number of Mexicans are seeking refuge in the United States. The LA Times says asylum requests filed by Mexican citizens at U.S. border points almost doubled last year to 2,231. The pace has also stepped up this year in just the first 3 months of this year. In December, retired Army General Barry McCaffrey, a former U.S. drug policy chief, warned of the possibility of millions of refugees if Mexico fails to crack down on escalating violence there. So let's begin our roundtable discussion here with immigration lawyer Craig Shagin in Philadelphia. George Grayson, a professor of Latin American politics at the College of William and Mary. He's in Williamsburg, Virginia. Sam Quinones reports on Mexico's drug war for the Los Angeles Times. And here in Atlanta are Josh Leves. All right, let me begin with you, Mr. Shagin out of Philadelphia. Let's talk about a double number of Mexicans seeking asylum in this country. This was bound to happen.
I think so. I've been practicing law for 28 years, and until 2008, I did not have a single Mexican asylum case.
And now you do.
And now I do. And I will also say this, that unlike other Mexican migrants to the United States, these people are utterly terrified. And
you are representing, I understand, one woman with 4 children. Her husband was killed by Mexican drug cartels, right?
That's correct. And was also, her husband was killed, the husband's brother was killed, and it was done at the husband's sister's house. And the cartel members then told her that, or the gunman told the sister that they would be back for more, which she understood to be more family members. And a few minutes later, they killed her 16-year-old boy just down the street. And it was very ugly.
It's a horrible situation. Josh, what are the questions or comments that we're getting in about whether Americans should be granting more asylums?
Yeah, you know what? We're getting a lot of people weighing in on immigration issues like that, and they're actually pushing the opposite direction. They're saying what we need to be looking at is keeping more people from Mexico out of the country as what they view as a part of the solution. I'll just show you some of it here. Let's go to this question right here from Kathleen. Mexico could easily stop arms coming into the country from the U.S., and the U.S. could easily solve the problem of millions of illegal aliens, the flow of drugs, all these things she's saying, if both countries were to militarize the border. And Fred, as I look through the emails and the Facebook responses, it's more and more of that. They're not wanting to hear about asylum. They're wanting to hear about stricter measures to keep more Mexicans out of the country.
All right, militarize the border. George Grayson, professor, what do you think?
I'm afraid that's going to come to pass in the next few years. The Mexican economy is facing difficulties this year, but next year it's going to really encounter a crisis. And with the crisis, there are going to be just regular applicants for visas. There's going to be more pressure in terms of illegal immigrants coming into the United States. The violence will escalate because more people are going to be willing to cooperate with the drug cartels. And the number of desertions in the Mexican army is spiraling. And I can see army troops coming to the consulates and saying, we need asylum because we fear for our lives. So I don't think that's an easy solution.
Actually, Fred, could I just follow up on that for just a second? Because what's interesting specifically there is we talk about this whole idea of militarizing the border. Let me just show you a quick example from Jeff Clark, who wrote the Facebook page. He says, it's always been a porous border. What makes us, in our time, think we can possibly do any better today? He looks back at previous centuries. Is it even possible to have anything but a porous border for people, for drugs, for weapons, for whatever it is?
Well, Sam, with the LA Times, you report a lot on the border, the erecting of the fences, etc., trying to beef up security there. How do you respond to that?
Well, it's a tough issue. I say one thing that this war shows that's very interesting that I like to focus on a lot is the city councilwoman earlier from El Paso made a very important point. El Paso is very safe. Across the border, it's a war zone, and El Paso is very safe. What does that tell us? It tells us that Mexican local institutions, the cities, the local police forces are simply too weak and need beefing up. So when I lived many years in Mexico, this was continually reinforced throughout the time I lived there. And we can see this now in the drug war. There is no thin blue line.
Right, because well, when the professor
Mexico
brings up the point, though, the deserters, I mean, whether you have, Mexican troops or whether you have police, etc., if after a while they're worried about their own lives and say, you know what, I'm done with this job, I want to make a run for the border, that's what's going to happen. And that only further weakens any kind of Mexican efforts to try and strangle the cartel industry, right?
Sure, but I mean, what I think we need to focus on here are things that both countries need to do to reinforce the places where they can best do the best job. And along the border, local city governments in Mexico are one place, I think, that need reinforcing. They simply, the problem is that the Mexican government has to use the military. Why do they have to use the military for what are essentially criminal drug gangs? It's because they look across Mexico today and they see no local institutions that are strong, no police forces that are well funded or well equipped or well paid, and it's simply up only to the Mexican military. It's a very big job, and one that I think we need to help them with. But at the same time, there is a big role for what Mexico needs to do in all this, and changes that Mexico needs to begin to make to strengthen those local institutions. They don't have the local law enforcement bulwark, that thin blue line that is so prevalent that keeps El Paso safe, while in Juarez it's a war.
All right, Sam, Professor Craig Shagin, Josh, thanks so much. We're going to talk a little bit more about something that appeals to a lot of folks who've invested dollars in Mexico. Perhaps you've bought timeshares in Cabo, or maybe you bought some beachfront property, or perhaps your kids want to spring break in Mexico. The warnings coming from the State Department.